The Mahalwari system. In the early 19th century, the company felt the need to introduce another land revenue system known as the Mahalwari system. This system recognized villages as vital social institutions in North Indian society, and the British aimed to preserve them. Introduced by Holt Mackenzie in 1822 in the northwestern provinces, Punjab, and parts of central India, the Mahalwari system treated a village or a group of villages, referred to as a mahal, as one unit for land revenue payment. Village headmen were responsible for revenue collection, with the flexibility to revise the rates periodically. The Ryotwari system. Areas without jamindars, such as Madras, Bombay, Coorg, and Assam, necessitated a direct connection between the British government and peasants. The peasant, known as a ryot, was responsible for paying land revenue directly to officials appointed by the company in the Ryotwari system. The revenue was fixed, and this system aimed to position the British government as a paternal figure looking after the peasants' welfare. This system of land revenue was instituted in the late 18th century by Sir Thomas Munro, Governor of Madras in 1820. This new system of collecting land revenue was called Ryotwari system and also known as the Munro system. Impact of the land settlements. The land revenue systems introduced by the company led to the impoverishment of peasants. Land became a saleable commodity, subject to buying, selling, or mortgaging, greatly affecting rural life and the economy. Impoverishment of the peasantry. The circumstances faced by the peasants during the British colonial rule in India were marked by significant economic challenges and exploitative practices, leading to widespread indebtedness and landlessness among the rural population. The imposition of high revenue demands by the British colonial administration, coupled with the failures of crops and expensive social customs, such as marriages and festivals, placed immense financial strain on the peasants. Consequently, many were compelled to either sell their land or resort to borrowing money from local moneylenders. However, borrowing from moneylenders often led to a vicious cycle of debt, as the high interest rates charged by the moneylenders made it increasingly difficult for the peasants to repay their loans. As a result, the land would be mortgaged, and in cases of default, the moneylender would seize the land, leaving the peasant and their families landless and without a means to support themselves. The newly established class of jamindars under the revenue collection systems introduced by the British often prioritized their own economic interests over the welfare of the peasant. They focused on extracting maximum revenue from the peasants without making any efforts to improve their agricultural practices or provide them with necessary resources like tools, implements, and fertilizers. The combination of exploitative revenue policies, burdensome debts, and a lack of support from the ruling class exacerbated the economic vulnerabilities of the Indian peasant population during the colonial period, contributing to widespread poverty, indebtedness, and landlessness.